Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing so very well today. I'm Zac. I'm a clairvoyant psychic, and I share my gift to bring out the best in yours. If you haven't already, I do invite you to check out my Patreon, where I upload up to 3 psychic pick-a-card readings exclusive to Patreon every month. I also pull cards every morning. That's my favorite thing. I write up a little paragraph or two and channel information just for the Patreon collective. That's, Monday through Friday, because I do take the weekend off. If you'd like to book a private psychic reading, you can find all that information in the description box. You'll find a link. It'll take you to my Gumroad shop, where I have several readings listed, or you could purchase a psychic reading over the phone or a video reading much like this one. You could also just email me, thepsychiczac@gmail.com, to book something custom. Again, all that information is down below. Thank you for sitting through that. Now back to today's video, where we have 4 piles to choose between, and as always, before you do, make sure you make an effort to ground your energy, because when you ground your energy, it gives us the best chance to link up in time and space so that I can pull forward the most accurate and useful information. So take a couple deep breaths, or I like to light a couple candles, maybe turn the lights down low. It'll look a little different for everyone, but once your energy is grounded, choose between the piles intuitively, and I will meet you at your reading. Hello, Pile 1. Welcome to your reading. So, what I've done today is I've asked, what are the 3 main energies that you are dealing with in your life right now? What are the 3 things that are in your energy field that we need to sort of explore? And before I get into those, I just want to kind of look at your spread from a 50-mile view, a bird's eye view. You guys know that. I love to do that. And what I see first is just a heavy emphasis on blue. My goodness. So I see blue as a double-edged sword. Okay, so for some of you, kind of a little bit feeling blue, right? For others of you, it's not at all that. It is the need to have more blue in your life at this time. And to me, blue, it always talks about the throat chakra, which is a combination of not only how you talk with others. I think that's kind of the more commonly talked about interpretation of the throat chakra, but it is also what you say. And the what is your personal truth. And truth is definitely what we want to talk about in this reading, especially when I look at kind of this first energy. And so, yeah, right now you guys have a blue aura, and that's beautiful. My favorite color. And, it's a very good gateway to the higher chakras, so third eye and crown chakras. Blue is also the color of universal healing. So I feel like, before we get into your reading, right now, wear some blue clothing. Kind of bring some blue into your life. I think there is some healing to be had. And blue is calling to you at this time. Everyone in pile 1, and I'm even wearing, I guess I always wear it, but this gorgeous turquoise ring. Turquoise is associated with the throat chakra, and also especially Amazonite. And I should have gone into my studio to grab some now that I'm thinking about it. So I wonder that some of you are curious about your purpose in life, because Amazonite's very good for helping you figure out your life purpose. Now, here's a message that just came through. Now, it's going to be different for everyone, so just take this with a grain of salt. This is just my personal experience. Working with crystals has more of kind of a slow absorption of their energy kind of practice. So what I mean is that if you were to purchase some Amazonite and work with Amazonite, it's not necessarily that you have the crystal and you immediately get your life purpose downloaded like that. For some of you who are very connected, perhaps that is the case. You could put some under your bed or under your pillow. after you've cleansed it from the store you purchased it from, of course. But what I get is it's just more that if you have Amazonite around you, over time, when you don't put too much pressure on it, that's when your life purpose can come into focus. So that's a message for some of you here. Now let's dive down into this first energy that I see in your aura right now, which is the Five of Cups clarified by the Nine of Cups. Very, very curious, very opposite energies. Five of Cups is kind of a little bit of a card of despair and loss and grief and kind of just like, oh no energies, but also a little sad, right? But the Nine of Cups is everything opposite. It talks about good fortune, emotional satisfaction, having everything that you want and desire. I think the cups talk a lot about desires. And so, to me, we're either kind of getting medicine, which is the Nine of Cups, to sort out something that we feel lost on, or some of us are simply leaving behind the Five of Cups and really need to embrace the fact that things are much better now than they had been in the past. Let me kind of tune into this, you guys. I'm going to treat your reading a little bit like I do on Patreon. Just because I've been having the most incredible readings on Patreon, and that's because I don't know, I go about like, no one's in a rush. I don't have to feel like I have to pull the information out if it's not there. And that's just kind of what I'm feeling like. Yeah, okay. So Rebound did come out, and then this card that didn't want to be picked up, Total Flirt. This is the energy, right? Kind of something not positive followed by something positive. And when we talk about relationships, recognize that that doesn't necessarily mean a person. It can be a relationship to work, your relationship with yourself, a relationship to exercise, to food, many facets in life. Rebound is definitely what I see here, kind of, negative energy with positive energy, which kind of to me feels more neutral. They cancel each other out. And if you think about a rebound, it kind of is like jumping in the sack again with someone to fill a void. That's the big message. That's a big message for pile one. And trying to fill the void with something when perhaps you just need to sit with this for a while, integrate what's going on, digest it so it doesn't have to resurface. For others of you, this is a need to be able to introduce something in your life that helps you be able to shift out of the energy of the Five of Cups. Now, what I'm also being told again is that this is one of three energies, and there is a remarkable energy that is also in your field. We just haven't gotten to it yet. So I don't want people here thinking that it's like this is like a gloom that is like hanging over everything. That's not how I see it. This is just, it's some area of your life. It could be a person. Again, I don't want to run through every single different alternative to what relationship could be. But it is that medicine that I'm seeing, right? To doctor the Five of Cups, we want to introduce the energy of the Nine of Cups. Five of Cups, in the original Rider-Waite depiction, you see a person who is lamenting over cups that have been spilled on the ground. Yet if they could just turn around behind them, they would be able to recognize that there are more cups right here. 2 more cups that have not been turned over, but it is the fact that they are focusing on their losses that they pull this gray cloud over them and they cloak themselves with very dense, dark energy. And I was just talking about filling a void, and this person is covered in the void, a giant black cloak. So the encouragement with the Five of Cups is to turn around and to do something to shift your energy. For some of you, that could literally be having a palate cleanser with someone. I think that could be healing to you because it's going to help you move past whatever this relationship was that ended. And again, I'm being told that it's not a relationship for all of you. For some of you it is. And so I kind of want to clarify this again. But try to read between the lines here, okay, pile one? We're using a positive experience to shift ourselves somewhat forcibly, but I kind of am hesitant to use that word. It's less forcefully. It's like using an action plan to do something. Because sitting in the energy of loss and focusing on kind of things in the past and feeling guilty, God, No, 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 no. If anyone has been on this channel for a while, you know that I hate the energy of guilt. It holds so much of humanity back, and I feel like what is needed to doctor that is to recognize you're going to go on for infinity. You're always going to go on. You're always going to expand. So it's so important not to hold on to things in the past. And so what I'm getting is an injection of excitement. Some of you need to quite literally use manifestation and positive affirmations to be able to shift out of this energy. Some of you need a rebound, right? Go out there, have a good time, let your hair down to shift up your energy, right? I'm getting the energy from the, what's it called? This Earth Magic Deck dance celebration, right? It's curious though, because what's underscoring all of the energy here, you guys, is the Five of Cups. We need to recognize something we're holding on to. It's in our energy field. I'm picking it up right now, and it's bringing down other really positive aspects. I can't make this up. You saw me shuffle the cards and set them down here. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. That's beautiful. It is exactly what we've been talking about. And I think that this is something that crops up from time to time. For some of you, it quite literally is a person. And for others of you, it's something in the past that you feel very guilty about. I think you could write that down, all of your feelings about this. The cups talk about feelings. Write down all your feelings about this and burn it. Right? That's the invitation that I'm picking up on here. So, that's the first message. That's the first energy I'm picking up on. Sorry, excuse me, I had to burp. So, moving in, so interestingly, such a very different direction. So we now have Charity and Judgment. Judgment's my friggin' favorite card in the tarot. But what's curious is that in this particular deck, we have an extra card, so we have 79 cards. This Charity card goes above and beyond the world, and if you follow tarot, know anything about tarot, you know that the world is very, very favorable. Now, this depiction is said to be a blue cat, Freya's blue cat, and to me, that's a blessing. I think that cats are blessings. I think that cats can travel through time to send messages. I think that some of you guys might want to work with Bast, right? That's a message that comes through. But with Charity and Judgment, it's a crossroads in your life, right? I think that you guys are in this other energy that I'm picking up on is another aspect of your life that is quite beautiful. It's the summer of your life, and this is going to be something different for each and every one of you. When I see the Judgment card here, it really does talk about leaving someone in the past, and it is a fraction of yourself. Some aspect of yourself that you're leaving in the past because you're recognizing that you don't need to carry it along with you anymore. And this is really beautiful. It talks about someone going through a metamorphosis. It talks about someone loving themselves enough to be able to let go of hurt. And that's the big message, yeah, because there's so much blue in your reading. There's the energy of healing here. I really want pile one to be gentle with themselves. In the same breath, I want you guys to take deliberate action to be able to remove things from your life. With the Charity and Judgment again, it's a very positive aspect. To me, it talks about a moment where someone is spreading their wings. This could be in the field of career. Okay, let me try to go in a little bit deeper here. You know what? I'm actually going to use a different deck. This is for pile one, please. Yeah, life purpose, okay? What are you guys? 12th house, surrender, and then conjunction with empowerment. You are feeling self-empowered, and you're going somewhere in your life. I think that you've changed the way that you look at yourself too, right? What I'm picking up on is the synchronicity between the mirror here, you looking at yourself and the reflection in the water, and then I'm picking up on the idea of point of view, body image as well. And we do have the word aura, which is very cool, because yeah, I was just kind of drawn to talk about your aura. I think that you're someone who has developed a new level to your sense of self, and you'll always go through this process of refinement as you learn a little bit more about yourself. What I'm picking up on is that you guys are kind of gained the key to some door in your life, and you're going towards it, and this could be career. But to me, it's almost like you guys are recognizing who you are as a soul and the gifts you have to share with other people. You're recognizing, you're sensing your purpose. Yeah, that's what I was talking about Amazonite in the very beginning of your reading. You guys are sensing your purpose and your mission in life and where you're supposed to go. And you're loving the parts of yourself that you used to think was too much for other people to carry. There are other aspects of yourself that you used to cut away because you didn't think other people would like them, or you didn't think that it fit in with everyone, but now you're recognizing that those were the parts that make you unique and powerful. I have been lately talking about the throat chakra because I do, like I said in the beginning, feel that sometimes we just relate the throat chakra to how you talk and how you communicate with others, like clear communication. Rather, it's what you talk about. And when it's the what that we're now focusing on, what refers to truth. And so pile 1 is recognizing their authentic truth. And when someone has this understanding, they don't question how they talk to other people. They don't question what they believe in anymore. They're able to talk and walk through life without having to look how other people are interacting with them or if they're causing ripples. It's not that they don't care, it's that they recognize that it doesn't matter what other people think because their unique expression is the most valuable expression. The only purpose of a soul is to be able to gather new experiences and authentic experiences. So you care less about what your parents think or trying to impress your boss or trying to be someone that's very likable. You're valuing who you are, and to me that talks about the throat chakra. So that's pretty cool. Now, with all this blue, too, I kind of associate blue with lapis lazuli, and lapis lazuli with the goddess Bast, and all of that to do with dreams and psychic ability. And I think that psychic ability or intuition right now is heightened for pile 1. I think that your angels or guardian angels or spirit guides, whatever you like to call them, are close to you at this time, assisting you, because I feel like you're opening some door that feels very interesting, and it's because you've gained the key to that door, and the universe is filled, it's riddled with irony, and I feel like you have let go of a desire for something, and as a result that key revealed itself. It's what I'm seeing. It's like and the energy is going to differ for everyone. It's like you wanted this person so badly, and thus the signs in the universe were saying no, and maybe even the person said no. And then you let go of the attachment to that and walked away and started focusing on yourself, started building your career, started to do more things to balance other aspects of your life, and all of a sudden the key is handed to you. They're like texting you, right? And it's not necessarily a person for all of us. Again, it's that irony that I'm picking up on. The less you focus your attention and need to have this thing, to go after this thing, some of you it's life purpose I'm hearing, it's like the relaxation of that is what causes the vibration to enter your field. Because if you're vibrating at the energy of, I need to have this, I can't figure this out, what's going on, when is it happening, oh I want that so bad, I want it. What does I want say to your subconscious? It says that you don't have it. But if you stop all of those thoughts and you let it go, that's when it can come in. Because as soon as you have a desire, that reality is already created. Because what you're doing when you sense a desire is your higher self is communicating with you and letting you know to walk towards that authentic truth that you're feeling. Some of us lack the confidence to be able to do that. And some of us kind of want it too much, and so it's blocked. But when we can find that really ironic dance between desiring something and let going the urge for it, that's when it can come in. And this is a really remarkable kind of aspect that I'm picking up on in your aura, pile 1. It's some really, really beautiful key is being delivered to you. What's curious, actually, is I don't really this astrology deck. It has planets, it has houses, it has signs, and then it has like their aspects. This card is a card of aspect, and I don't really pay attention to the aspects because I just think I don't really like the art on them. But curiously, do you know what I see here? A key. Does this not look like a key? Whatever this conjunction, obviously, perhaps that's what it means. I should study more astrology. It looks like a key for that door, and that's what I'm getting. It's like a really magical key. Yeah, now we have a chest right here. The second I pulled that card away, I didn't notice this treasure chest until now. And it's like your guardian angels have brought you to this point. You're moving in some incredible direction in your life. Some aspect is really opening up for you. So that's what I'm picking up on for that energy. I kind of really do want to pull, I just want to throw another card on that middle pile. I don't know why. This is for pile 1, please. Okay. Many cards fell out, but only this one came upright, which is cool. It's Jupiter, so that to me talks about a blessing. And I see that symbol right there in the middle of the hand, and the key is in your hand, right? I keep getting this idea of the keys in your hand, and that's what I'm picking up on the most. Enterprise, outlook, ascendant, worldview, you're going somewhere. The key is in your hand now, and you finally have the answer and the quality you needed to possess in order to achieve this desire. Super cool. So what I want to move to next is this other aspect that I'm picking up on in your energy field. Again, lots of blue, this time the swords. I love to see that. It's kind of curious, right? This is cups. This is kind of major arcana, both of them, and this is swords. And so when I clarified with Spirit and said, can I have 3 main energies? They really pulled through 3 main energies. I like that. I don't know. I saw that. It was really cool. So yeah, a decision, a choice, right? An element of the mind that we need to get under wraps, okay? This could be talking about something else, but I feel like all of these kind of blend together. They're kind of woven together. And it's like I pulled out the 3 main strings or the 3 main colors that are showing up in your tapestry right now. Maybe some of you are weavers. If you're a weaver, or you work with fabric or textiles or in fashion, you should leave a comment below as a confirmation. That would be so cool. But yeah, a major choice in your life, you're hemming and hawing, and it's not necessarily a choice between A and B. It's a choice to pursue A, right? It's like, here's the path to A. Do I go down it or not? That's where you are right now. And there's just this element of rushing, spontaneity, and haste that is there's too much on the mind right now. There's an invitation to get quiet in order to tune in with your intuition, because there's all of these ideas that keep flooding your mind. That is the entire energy of the Knight of Swords, but also all these birds up there. Birds are messengers to me, and I feel like you're getting flooded right now because you're gaining a little bit of a better understanding of how to communicate with spirit or your intuition or your higher self, and you're right now struggling between differentiating between what is a genuine message of intuition and what is just perhaps a disconnected thought. And I think disconnected thoughts come in sometimes and plague you with guilt because they're little fractions of something that you've already digested in the past and let go of, and yet they kind of a little bit linger in the mind, because when you give something attention, it forms neural pathways in a literal scientific sense, and you can't dissolve those axons and dendrites overnight. Even though you shift away from something, you're still going to have to do a little bit of repair work when those little bits come in. It feels like so take like a crystal, for example, okay? And, you could remove the crystal from your hand, but perhaps there's little bits of sand or grit that were on that crystal or came off from the surrounding rock. And it feels like that's what's coming through right now. Little bits of grit that are causing confusion around making a decision in your life. And again, it's not between 2 options. It's the decision to move forward down the option. I just want to remind you, with this sickle moon right here, though you feel your intuition is blocked, your intuition is always there guiding you. You will never be removed from your spirit guides, guardian angels, or your higher self. They're always urging you and guiding you and showing you symbols, signs, and synchronicities to help you along your path. Sometimes it just requires us to get quiet. Some of you, so curious. I think there actually could be a psychic or two in here. So when I do private readings, I work with tarot, but before I even do that, what I do is I sit down and ask for clairvoyant images, so mental images. And what I do is I take a blindfold. It helps me because just closing my eyes, I find that I focus on closing my eyes, and when I relax my body, my eyes kind of open a little bit, and then it just becomes this feedback loop of like, close your eyes, relax. Oh, they're opening, close your eyes, relax. So what I'm sensing is that you could like tie a blindfold over your eyes, and that pressure is just going to help you be able to get very quiet and just clear your mind in order to get clear about this decision. I think that you guys could benefit from making a pro and con list too. Okay? Because once you're able to, yes, that's why. There's too many thoughts that you've collected in your mind that are swirling about. And though some of the thoughts are correct, there are some that are disconnected, and that's what's causing the confusion. And so what would be great is if you could extract those thoughts and write them down on paper, and that action alone really helps make things a lot more clear. So cool. All right, well, that seems to be about the bulk of your reading, and you know what I want to do? I don't want to leave my pile ones yet. I want to draw a couple more cards. So guys, just give me a couple of seconds. I'm going to clear these, and I think I just want to pull maybe kind of like a spiritual lens for you guys. Okay, pile one. So here's the earth magic that I drew for you. And what I'm picking up on first is a little bit of synchronicity. So I was kind of like asking us to go a little bit on a vision quest with that message with the blindfold, in order to really focus on what we are trying to make a decision about, okay? And I also pick up on the fact that we just left a new moon, right? And we actually are experiencing a little bit of that sickle moon that is picking up in that new moon card, as well as this decision card that I just feel like I want to leave out for you now. So there are crystals that can help you focus on, some of you it really is your life purpose. For others of you, it's getting clear on this decision. So I would recommend for you clear quartz. I also would recommend, this is a cave of amethyst. I would recommend amethyst for you guys, because amethyst is the color of psychic ability. Purple, is the color of psychic ability. So I am picking up on using crystals, speaking to the spirit of crystals, and particularly amethyst. With new moon and promise, it's kind of like a promise to yourself. For some of you, it is about love. I don't want your message to draw on much further, okay? But what I'm picking up on is, for half of you, it's a friend with benefits. I don't know why, but that's coming through. For others of you, it is, and there's no judgment with that. Jeez Louise. For others of you, it's like a promise to yourself, right? It's that judgment card that was at the heart of your reading, okay? There's this blessing of really very, very beautiful energy and healing for pile one, and I'm getting the idea that your guides really brought you to this reading and worked very hard behind the scenes so that you could receive these messages, because there is a new beginning for you. It's the promise of a new cycle, and remember, this is a cycle that's blessed by Freya's blue cat. It's blessed by this unique card that is only known to this deck, this card of charity, which goes above and beyond the energy of the world, which is really stepping into birthing a new version of yourself, right? And I'm picking up on you kind of discarding this cocoon, right, and emerging as a butterfly. And I don't want you to judge yourself harshly for taking longer than other people to get here. I love a late bloomer. I'm a late bloomer myself, okay? So I think that this is the end of your reading, and I really hope you liked it. If you did, or if you've made it this far into the video, you can give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for spending a little bit of your day with me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world, and until next time, stay divine. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So, what I've done is asked for the three main energies that are in your aura right now. So, here's kind of the first energy, the second, and the third, and they're probably all woven together to some degree, but I'm going to interpret them separately. Now, for Pile 1, I started the reading talking about crystals and. Yeah, honestly, pile 1 is already out of my mind. That's how it works. You kind of like do a reading and it disappears. Regardless, I feel like I have a different kind of little thing to enter your reading with. Your song is Dance in the Dark by Lady Gaga, so I feel like there might be a message there for you guys, okay? And yeah, I just feel like you guys could listen to that song and either like it or extract a little nugget of use. So let's look at this first energy right here. Three of Wands, Three of Swords. So curious, some of you are very burdened about love at this time, okay? There's definitely something to do with wanting more freedom in your life. Now, this could be slightly different. For some of you, it could be the energy of needing to give your partner more freedom. Okay, so that's going to look a little different for each and every one of us, but what I sense is that something to do with the heart needing to be released somehow. Now, this could be as simple as going on a little pause with a romantic connection or, giving yourself the freedom to explore what you want without putting a label on a relationship. I think that's what's coming through, okay? Some of us really need to be able to fully digest a relationship in the past that is lingering into the present day. It's bleeding into a current relationship of ours. Now, a relationship doesn't have to be romance. Again, this is general. It's going to be a little bit different for everyone. But there's some aspect of a sour relationship in the past that's tainting a relationship that we have today. And some of us are really feeling like we're the most comfortable in relationships. And I think that freedom and going on your own is a really strong message. And I actually feel like that thread is the one that I want to pull through the strongest. I'm getting the idea of a little bit of a hermit mode coming here, okay? In order to sort out something that's going on with your heart at this time, okay? I don't want us to escape our emotions in work, okay? I sense that some of you guys really put a lot of your time and energy into your job, and that's very good. One of my favorite sayings lately is to take your work seriously, but do not take life seriously. So while it's very good for you to be able to focus a lot of your energy and intention on work and your craft and whatever you're building, we don't want to escape something that I feel like is emotional in nature, okay? Some of us really need a young love in our life, and some of us need to learn what we want in love, okay? I feel like for the longest time, you guys have been people who are very curious about kind of, fleeting energies or kind of just energies regarding a relationship that are more, they satisfy the ego, okay, and not something that is nourishing for a connection or a partnership. That could be something you're moving away from, okay? I do get a strong pull that we really want to spend a little bit of attention on ourselves at this time in order to be able to reestablish a sense of freedom. Some of us might need to communicate a desire to a partner to have a little bit of space. Some of you might just want to go on a little road trip by yourself, and I see that in your future as well. There's something that needs to be healed in the heart as well, okay? Because there's something that's blocking your heart. There's something that's blocking intuition at this time, and it's like focusing on a relationship in the past, or it's a lingering energy of the past relationship that is preventing you from experiencing freedom and lightness in the heart. There's a burden on the heart, and it's closing off your compassion, and I'm hearing that it's actually closing off your heart chakra, and if your heart chakra is blocked, then you don't have any access to your spiritual chakras above that, right? Because energy flows through them from the root up, okay? And so if you can't get past the heart chakra, then you start to doubt yourself and your truth with the throat chakra. Then you lose your psychic abilities, or they dampen with the third eye. And then your crown chakra, your connection to spirit, the oneness, your higher self, that gets dampened as well. So we definitely need to experience an expansion in the heart chakra. So that could be surrounding yourself with the color green, eating more green at this time, okay? Because the card that just literally threw my entire deck on the floor was this. So now we have the Three of Swords coming out again. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. I have to pick up these cards. Okay. So what I heard actually was that rest right now and rejuvenation, a little bit of hermit mode. Do you guys know what it brings? Boom. Exactly what you're desiring, okay? I feel like some of you are feeling a little bit too desperate to get love at this time, a little bit desperate to bring in this person or let go this person. Remember, this energy is, every single tarot card has 2 sides to it, a light and a shadow. And since this is general, I'm picking up on virtually far too many energies to pinpoint, which is kind of fun. But just recognize that if something doesn't resonate, it's probably the shadow element or the light element for you. So what I saw, this card that literally disrupted everyone is the Three of Swords again. It's like we're ignoring our heart. And I'm hearing that some of you are just like, no, that's not true, Zach. Like, I digested everything. I don't think so. I literally don't think so. There's definitely something on the heart right now, and it needs to just be removed. And the reason why I have this adamant attitude is because I always want you guys to be able to move forward through your life without anything hindering you. And sometimes you just need to be told that there is something that you're ignoring at this time. And in order for that to be removed, in order for you to be able to experience everything you designed before you incarnated, we need to be able to remove these thorns that hold us back or warp our perception of reality. Because things could be very good right now, but we might be having a little bit of a thorn in the side or a lens that we picked up a while ago, and we're using our judgment of that experience to shape our current reality when it is the judgment that needs to be let go of and the experience to be had again. Some of us need to not be burdened by relationships in the past that didn't pan out. We need to start telling ourselves a different story in order to experience an expansion. Because if you tell yourself that you are jaded or you always pick the wrong guys, that is a self-fulfilling prophecy, you guys, and that's not necessarily anything that needs to be debated, whether that's esoteric, fake, or it's real. If you tell yourself the same thoughts, that's what you attract in your reality, and I speak from experience. And I sense that you guys need to take on a little bit of a more lighthearted approach to love, not trap someone in, and that, again, it's a double-edged sword. So by not trapping someone in, that might mean not having a label on a relationship, okay, or giving someone in your current relationship a little bit more freedom. Cool. Love to see that. Let's look into this Knight of Cups. You guys know I've been on a little bit of a romance bend lately, okay? So let's see if I can't tap into the energy of this person. Before I even go for these cards, I'm going to actually grab my romance deck. This is for pile 2, please. Who is this Knight of Cups? A past life relationship. You have known each other before. Some of you can't see it, okay? And some of you, yes, need to release the X, okay? So some of you are not going to recognize this person because they feel too familiar, and wanting something new and fresh is going to make you look past them. And I feel like the invitation is to rest a bit. Between the Hermit card, which I saw, and the Four of Swords, a moment of tuning in with the self is necessary at this time, okay? Redneck. Yeah, this person is just different than you. They live a different lifestyle than you, is what's coming through. If you're a city mouse, they're a country mouse. Blair Waldorf. Curious. Okay. Yes, a little bit of a moment here of learning how special we are and not needing another person to elevate us in status, okay? Needing to feel like we are complete on our own. And then you must be willing to be the fool to be the master. This card loves to come out. This means take a risk or a leap of faith. And some of you, this leap of faith or this risk is literally pulling back to be quiet and to learn a bit about yourself. I feel like, the Fool is the beginning of a journey. So the Fool is the beginning of a journey of self-realization and self-realization and self-awareness is an ongoing, continuing cycle, actually a spiral. And I think that you guys are about to enter another round of this spiral in order to get closer to yourself in all matters that have to do with relationships and love. Maybe one more card. Spring. This spring. Okay, that's a little bit away from now, but the spring promises a new relationship, and I'm picking up on that this past life relationship, this figure that you incarnate with is going to reveal themselves, or your relationship is going to blossom in the spring. So this is the first energy in your field, okay? Now, the second energy is the Ten of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles, okay? Sorry, you guys, I have to burp 1 second. Or not. That was so annoying. I feel it in me, and I went to I don't know why I'm telling you this. Anyways, so Ten of Cups, joy, domestic bliss, harmony in relationships, okay? And then the Seven of Pentacles and faith. So it's kind of a little bit linked, definitely, to this energy that I'm picking up on here. This need to be able to have faith when things aren't manifesting, when things aren't, at 100%, not fully realized yet, because I'm getting to the idea that you have done a lot of this self-work already, and it's well, where are the results? And right before, you guys, this is a really important message, right before the realization, the materialization, the actualization of your manifestation, how many more shuns can we do? Right before it gets into the present moment, is this little struggle. This is something I'm speaking from personal experience. Right before that thing comes into being is when you need to develop the most faith, because you've done a lot of work. There's a lot of fruit on the vine. It's just things aren't ripened yet, or the time isn't quite right yet. But it doesn't mean that that desire was disingenuous, because any desire is guidance from your higher self, and that reality exists already. Sometimes it's just needing to hold the course, okay? Especially in the final hours. The final hours, there are all sorts of little final tests in order to ask yourself, do you truly desire this? Because it's about to be here. And if you don't actually desire this deep down, it won't happen, because that's not for your greater good. But if you can hold true that this desire for a relationship that stands the test of time, for some of you, this is like a new home, relocation. You've been working really hard on developing security within yourself, and that is the foundation you need to bring forward even bigger manifestations. Have a little faith at this time. Faith is a lesson that is another one that is kind of coming through a lot over this past summer, and it's difficult. It absolutely is. And what faith is, based on, just my own interpretation, what I've learned lately, that faith is the recognition that there are an infinite amount of realities that you could experience, an infinite amount of them, as many as you could possibly think of. And sometimes it takes a little bit of effort as far as changing your vibration to be able to change from the reality you're in to the reality you desire to be in. For example, what if you're in the 3D mentally right now, consciously, but the desire you have takes a vibration that's actually 4D. And so you would have to go down a fool's journey of self-realization in order to be able to expand from 3D into 4D, is how this is expressing. And so that measure of time is something that could make you question this path, when the reality is you're already moving along that path every day, getting closer and closer to 4D consciousness, or, that desire of yours. But it's not there presently. It's not in front of your eyes. It's not something you can see, just like the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension are not something that you see. It's not somewhere you go. It is a state of consciousness. And so though it exists, definitely, you can't see it. But that doesn't mean it's not real, and it doesn't mean that you're not traveling towards it. So this measure of faith is super important for pile 2. Let's open this up a bit, okay? Let's put a little earth magic on this. Because the Ten of Cups, you guys, that's very, very favorable to me, okay? Cool. We love to see this synchronicity, compassion, right? An opening of the heart chakra. Absolutely, right, you guys? So love and compassion is a medicine for you at this time, a spiritual medicine of sort. I do get that it's for you, okay? I think that a little bit of compassion and grace is in your cards. I think that you could give yourself a little grace at this time because you're making moves in your life. It's just sometimes there are lessons to be learned. Sometimes there are hiccups, and that's the reality of living in the duality that we have in this dimension. There is some experiences that are negative that we're supposed to experience because they round out us as experienced souls. If you only ever, experienced good, you would have nothing to compare that to, and so it becomes very hollow, right? And we live in the 3D, very dense, many of us are stuck in 3D, and these lessons of duality can be very tricky. So opening the heart chakra and having and developing compassion for other people at this time is going to help fill your cup, because I'm hearing that you can't fill another person's cup until yours is full. So there is really the emphasis right now on loving yourself at this time, okay? Because, I just see this promise card as loving yourself, okay? Definitely needing to develop this sense of grace and peace within for all that you have done and all the length, the distance you have come as a soul who's walked down a spiritual path. There's a little bit of a measure of needing to recognize how far you've come, and I think that taking stock right now of where you used to be, recognize those desires you had back then, and recognize how many of them have come into being, especially if you're someone who's kept a journal, a scribing journal, manifestation journal. Go back and read your early entries and see how many of those came true, because I think that's going to encourage you on your path. Let's look at this final element, this 9-10, right? Burden. And so close to the finish line, you guys. You're so close to the finish line, but you can't see the forest for the trees because you're looking for that physical reality, and that vibration is so close. Pile 2, it is literally so close. I feel that for you guys. It is so close to being here. But there is this lack of faith that is stopping you. And I think that faith is a really, really karmic lesson for you guys. And I'm not calling you up because it's actually a karmic lesson of mine. So we are on the same page right here as far as developing faith. It's scary. It's absolutely scary, because when you remove your, and I'm not trying to call you out by saying desperate desire, but it's the energy of desperation that you put behind this desire that kind of programs your subconscious into not having it or reaffirming that you don't have it. I am so sorry. I think I just bumped the camera. My bad. But yes, try to develop a little faith at this time, okay? Because I think that you've been going through a little bit of a struggle trying to bring something into reality, whether this is a new job, whether this is freedom, whether this is a relationship or a partnership. Okay, a spiritual gift of yours that you're trying to develop or get on board. I think that there is some karma and some ties that need to be cut and lessons that need to be assimilated in order to spread a little bit, in order to grow a little bit, okay? And faith is that key for you guys. I kind of want to, open up this a little bit. Can I just get a little bit more, please? This is for pile 2. This is the third energy that I'm picking up. It's in their field right now. Okay. Okay, so the 3 of Swords, you guys, that came out twice. Letting go of something is what I'm picking up on with this Saturn and Pisces card, okay? Now, with Jupiter and Gemini, that's a blessing in my eyes, okay? In my eyes, and I just pulled this Vision card. Yeah, some of you truly do desire to develop your ability, your psychic senses, your psychic seeing. I'm picking that up, okay? But I feel like we're losing ourselves a little bit right now. Why? Because all of these cards right here, when I first drew your spread, I'm going to clear this out for just a minute or two. When I first drew your spread, this particular deck, it doesn't have any depictions of people unless it's a major arcana or a court card. So no human figure in the 3 of Wands, 3 of Swords, 10 of Cups, or 7 of Pentacles. And if we look at the other deck that I drew from, both figures have their heads covered. You can't see their faces. We have our hands covering our face here. We have our head bent to the work here, and there's no face that is discernible here. I'm checking out this skull here. All the skin has been picked off by this crow. And then we have this bluff card where the eyes are closed again. So you're not seeing something for the reality that it is at this time. And look, this final card that popped out, vision. Right? Where we now have the lynx staring at us, the keeper of secrets, the knower of secrets, and then this eye staring at us. Some illumination is happening. I think on the DNA level, you could be experiencing some DNA repairs or activation in your sleep at this time, especially if you're waking up feeling tired or having particularly vivid dreams, which I think that you are at this time. Try not to burden yourself because you're bringing something big into reality or shifting into a new person, and that takes time. I think that time is really hard in the 3D because things move very slowly, and I think many of us who are drawn to tarot readings or the spiritual community at this time are starseeds or people from realities that are higher, and we have volunteered to come here in order to shift consciousness. And I think that we are not accustomed to things moving so slowly in this reality, okay? And I think that's a reality you're blind to at this time, that things do take time to grow and to manifest and to develop, and it's the will that needs to be strengthened, okay? Because when you develop faith, you recognize that there is a lot more to be said about the journey than the destination, because you spend so much more time journeying than you do at the destination. Something I've been bringing through this summer is, imagine going to the top of the mountain, 5 hours up. You have to spend half hour, maybe 1 hour at the top of the mountain, but you have to get back down before nightfall. That's 5 hours back down. So what's worth more, the 10 hours you spent hiking or the 1 hour at the top? That's what I'm seeing right now for you guys. There's just something hidden right now, something that's a little bit blurry, something that's not manifesting, not in the present moment. And there are other aspects that could be worked on and focused on. That's a great message instead. So one good thing to get your mind off this is to focus on other aspects like the Hermit card, like this love and compassion card, to regain a sense of who you are and where you're going, because it's like you have blinders on and you're going for the sake of going, when you could be barking up the wrong tree. You know, you could be needing to take that advice of the hermit to sit a beat in order to get more clear about what you desire at this time. Because what if you're choosing something that you didn't actually want or design before you incarnated, and as a result you're experiencing blocks or hurdles or setbacks? This isn't for all of you, it's for some of you though. In that moment of realization and self-reflection, the journey, the fool's journey to go on once again to get closer to self-awareness, is going to bring you that much closer to the most genuine desire that you have. Because I think that some of you perhaps could be barking up the wrong tree, but for others of you, it's not barking up the wrong tree. It's the necessity to have faith at this time when things aren't manifesting, when you can't see forward. Sometimes we need to walk in the dark a little bit in order to find our way, in order to develop faith. Because again, faith is the recognition that you're going to continue on as a soul forever. And so it's kind of a clunky way of illustrating this point, but like if you die, it's like you're not dead, right? You're going to live on. You know, some of us like the idea of just incarnating again and having another chance. Oh my God, I don't. Maybe that's you guys too. Yeah, cool. I really like what's going on here. This element of, you know, bringing something into the light. Okay, some of you could use divination at this time in order to do so. Okay, I think that's a good, strong message. You know, let's just clear these cards for a second and bring forward a message, I think some spirit animal guidance, and then a spiritual lens too. So just give me 2 seconds. I need to clear all of your cards. Is there an animal spirit guide for pile 2 at this time that would be very, very helpful? What could the animal spirit guides teach pile 2? I feel like you. Turkey giveaway. Okay. And then this compassion, I feel like, is coming through as well. With that turkey, you know, this also talks about a gift as well. And I think that some of you have a gift, but you don't value it because it doesn't have anything to do with what you're trying to bring in at this time. But what I'm hearing is what's really important is to develop faith. And I think that there's this element of needing to take the blinders off for a little bit, which means spending a little less time in the energy of hastening and spending all of your effort to bring something in or experiencing something new, and instead being in the present moment where you can give instead, right? Where you can give back instead, where you can provide something that you do naturally very well, a gift right now to other people. It's giving back right now that I think is going to help add a sprinkle of newness to your energy field in order to bring you closer to the vibration, which is that you need to experience in order to have what you're going after, in order to have the fog lift, in order to see clearly where you are in your life at this time. Let's have a spiritual lens or two. Okay. This is for pile 2. Yes. Okay, you guys are so close, okay? You guys are literally so close. I'm going to pull that out because it jumped out and it's my favorite card. This is a confirmation of everything that we've been talking about, okay? This is a rite of passage, the initiation. Right at the very end, there are snakes. It is the darkest, right before the dawn. What is that song? It's always darkest before the dawn. Shake It Off by Florence and the Machine. Music, I think, is very uplifting to you guys. There's something about changing your energy field with music that you could look into, okay? There are truths that are revealed in music, okay? Little nuggets of truth, insight, okay? The path, you're walking along it right now. You're questioning, are you going in the right direction? You are, absolutely. Look at this. Trust your path. If you knew you'd be supported, what would you do? This says develop faith, right? If you knew you would be supported, that is the definition of faith that I've been trying to get out this whole time. It's just illustrated it a bit more eloquently than I could. For your reading, sorry about that. So what this is telling me is that if you knew you were supported, you would do whatever you wanted. You would go in the direction of your genuine desire, and you wouldn't question it. And it's the questioning right now, the second guessing because it hasn't materialized, that is plaguing you, and it's a thorn in your side. We got to remove that. It doesn't need to be there because it's preventing you from experiencing this desire sooner, okay? This rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Hey, you are literally here, right? It's darkest before the dawn. Sometimes there are going to be snakes that cross your path, okay? But you have a sight on where you're going in the future. This dream life of yours, whether that's a relationship you want to experience, a new home, moving for some of you. What I'm picking up on is that you're very, very close. Stay the course. There are some things you could do that could take your mind off getting to the finish line that will actually help you get there. That's that hermit mode. That's the listening to yourself. That's the self-love. That's the turkey, the giveaway, developing compassion for other people, giving back a gift or a talent, something that you do naturally, taking your attention elsewhere. It's going to help you cross the finish line. And it's like you're going to get there and then realize it instead of just questioning yourself every single day, every single morning. Am I there yet? I'm getting the energy of it's supposed to be more like you're going to wake up and feel there, which is so cool. I loved your reading, guys. If you liked it, or if you've made it this far into the video, you can give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. It really helps my channel grow. And wherever you are in the world, day or night, until next time, stay divine. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. I hope you guys are doing so well today. So today what I did for each pile was draw on the 3 main energies that are in your field right now. For you guys, there might be 4. I don't know. I was pulling cards and this one came out like separate. So here's 1, 2, 3. And we'll get there. I just don't know yet. So let's just dive into the first energy. What I see is you guys as being this Queen of Cups, someone who possesses a lot of creative ability, and the 8 of Pentacles. So really needing to put in the hours in this next cycle that's just the focus, right? I just feel like there is a lot of need to show up. There's a lot of need for repetition, and to not get caught up on that, especially don't let that cramp your creative style, and don't let repetition and needing to do things kind of just day in and day out the same way, don't let that be something that influences or restricts your creative ability, okay? Because what is a product of repetition and consistency and dedication is that it helped us reveal our particular genius. So for each one of you, your creative talent and ability is going to be different, okay? However, all of you have a creative ability, a creative talent. Some of you it's singing, some of you it's illustration, some of you it's painting or weaving. It's some enterprise, and something that you do with your hands is what I'm hearing as well. And the way you're going to make your craft shine, the way you're going to make your mark on the world is once you figure out what your genius is, what is your unique expression or spark of consciousness, because you guys are meant to be in the spotlight to some degree, okay? You're supposed to make your fortune with this career, with this talent of yours. You might be pursuing, two things at once, right? You might have a career that has nothing to do with this creative ability that I'm picking up on. And for others of you, you're trying to make your creative ability be what you do as your job, and I love that for you. I just don't want, there's this energy of long hours or consistency. I don't want that to be something that stops your flow. So for some of you, the invitation is to make your creative space something that inspires you. So perhaps try working in a different place. If you have your own home office, try shifting your energy in that office around, moving where your table is, where the light hits you, or, adorning your table with some plants or a couple candles, something along these lines to create an environment that shifts things up. Perhaps for some of you, it's listening to a podcast one day instead of just the radio. Perhaps some of you, it's the radio instead of your Spotify playlist. We want to make sure that while the work seems to be the same, there are things that we can do in our environment that help bring our attention away from the mundane, because right now what you're building does take slow and steady work, continuous work, meticulous care of details. And again, that's great because I see you moving forward and becoming very prosperous as a result. So off camera, I drew exaltation, the moon in Taurus, hello, the cornucopia. It talks about you could be a masculine, but you're very in touch with your feminine side, your feminine energy, your creativity. Not to say that masculines lack creativity. It's just, to me, it's more of a feminine feature to be in touch with your creative ability. But with the moon in Taurus and fortune coming out, what you do with your hands is something that you are going to be known for. It's something that you're going to make your money off. And I think that perhaps you're just in this period of building and figuring out what your particular genius is. And this is a really important message that your guides want to bring through, because I sense that you sometimes are a little bit hard on yourself or self-critical, or can just be caught up in the mundane, doing the same thing day in and day out. And there's an invitation to use your creativity to help lessen the effects of that mundaneness, of you kind of having to show up and pay your dues, of you chipping off the crud on the outside of the block of marble to reveal that beautiful statue within, that genius that lies within. We want to make sure that you're not hard on yourself or getting lost in the mundane, because I'm sensing that what you guys do is very valuable as long as you are able to prescribe value to what you do, okay? So that's a very curious energy. I kind of just want to pull a couple more cards for this, maybe perhaps kind of like a light aspect. What's really working with pile 3 right now as they're going after this? Okay. Okay, so I think that some of you want to work at home, and wherever the home is, your environment is something that's very blessed at this time, okay? And your self-care routine, you're getting a lot of sleep, you're really doing everything that creates the mind. It creates the place that you need to be able to work in efficiently. So you're doing a very good job of everything that has to do with your body, your health, and paying attention to what your desires are, and making sure that you're feeding yourself, getting enough sleep. It's like your physical body is very nurtured at this time, and I think that it's helping you get through this period of just, dotting all your I's, crossing all your T's, showing up day in and day out, even if your muse isn't there. Perhaps could I pick up on an energy that might not be supported or that we need more of at this time? third house. So definitely kind of like overarching themes going on here. Okay, so what I'm picking up on is your surroundings. Yes, okay. Your surroundings. We need a little bit more magic in the workplace is what's coming through. Okay. So what I'm picking up on is perhaps you go to a coffee house once in a while to do a part of your work. It's that energy of shifting what you're doing that must be done, but being able to do it in a way that doesn't drain you. Because I think sometimes the stuff that has to be done drains your creativity, and we want to figure out a mechanism so that doesn't happen. And I think that shifting where you are or creating, this is everything that I was picking up on, creating a little bit more magic in the workplace in order to inspire you when you're doing kind of the more mundane things. All right, so an energy that perhaps, isn't necessarily working for you or that needs a little bit more attention is your surroundings, okay? Is what I'm picking up on. Cool. So this is like the first energy in your field. Now, the second energy in your field is setting up a little bit of boundaries with someone that you're in a relationship with, okay? And love to see that. So let's get a couple confirmations. It also could be healing. I think that the relationship that you're entertaining right now, I think that it's a loving relationship. I think it's a very, very romantic relationship. And I think that in the past, you used to sort of blend all areas of your life together. I'm kind of just seeing like a really soupy painting. And I'm getting the idea that we need to compartmentalize a little bit, okay? Taken, yes. I'm getting that you are taken, or this person that you're thinking of right now is taken. For some of you, this is just a crush. For some of you, this is a one-night stand or friends with benefits. And what I'm getting is that their heart is taken or elsewhere, or perhaps your energy right now is really invested in your work and what you're building, and perhaps there needs to be a better work-life balance at this time. This person could have light-colored eyes. Maybe one more. I really, yeah. So this is a crush, okay? That Carly Rae Jepsen song, love her. She has been, I love her lately. I've been really into her music. Maybe you are too. So this crush of yours, yeah, there's just this need to do things a little bit more restrained. And I'm hearing that music is their love language or it is your love language. I'm getting the idea that there are a lot of little truth tidbits that are hidden in song lyrics that you could pay attention to, especially if you're someone who wakes up and has a song in your head immediately. I think that you're a very, very creative individual, and some of you really need to keep a note section on your phone to write down some of the ideas that you have because they're very brilliant. It's just sometimes we focus a lot of our attention on building one thing, and that's exactly what you should do in order to bring that all of the way through. But I'm getting that there are other little bits of seed corn that could help you with this project. It's just that we kind of tune them out sometimes with our laser focus. I know I'm getting a little bit away from this second energy, but I do see them being woven together to a degree. So this Knight of Cups, let's get a little bit more about this Knight of Cups. Okay, why are we needing to set boundaries with this Knight of Cups? And just give me a couple seconds, guys. I'm not about trying to force cards out. Curious. I think that there's some healing that needs to be done, okay? I think that, with the energy of Taken that came out first with this Five of Cups, whatever relationship this is, there's something on their mind, or this could very well be you, and simply the Knight of Cups is just representing relationship, period, overarching idea of relationship. So there's a boundary that needs to be established, or again, like I said, healing that needs to be established. Yes, definitely healing that needs to be established with your relationship, especially with the Star and the Temperance card here. You could have air signs that are heavy placements in your chart as well, but I just feel like there's a little bit of anxiety at this time. It has something to do with your relationship, something to do with relationship in the past, and it's holding you back. There's something that needs to be healed and cleansed in your relationship. I'm getting the idea that you need to either affirm that you are taken or that you're not taken, which is it, because that energy is a little confused in you at this time. Nothing wrong with that though. What else do I want to throw into this? This Knight of Cups, for some of you, You know, for the majority of you, it's definitely just the energy of relationship. For some of you, it could be an actual person. I kind of just want to crack a deck and just sort of see maybe a message from them. Five of Wands and the Hanged Man. Energy of stalemate, energy of up against the odds, okay? Energy of just not really congruent, okay? And that's why we need to set boundaries with this person. Yeah, some of us need to leave this relationship behind in order to be able to focus on what we're bringing into being at this time. There's an opportunity to leave that in the past or to move on from it. And again, this is for some of you. Some of you just need to close a door, okay? And refocus what you're trying to experience in all matters of love. All right? So this feels like kind of the second energy. Now we have these other two here. And for some reason, I wanted to just bring in 3 energies, but I do have 4 for you guys. I'm going to pull him off a little bit. This success card is very beautiful. I love your energy, you guys. There's something about you. Not to throw 1 or 2 under the bus, but my 3s, I really like your energy. You guys are very hardworking. You're hypercritical, though, and I think that you hold yourself to unrealistic standards at times, especially when things aren't moving very quickly. And I just want to remind you, we're in the 3D. You know, some of us are in 4D, 5D consciousness, but not always. And still, we're in the 3D vessel. So sometimes manifestations or things that we build just simply take time. And I don't want you to be hard on yourself. I feel like you remember at times past lives or, you know, when you leave this plane where things are just so much easier to manifest or experience. And then you kind of forget a little bit while you're here that it's not really the same. Magic works a little bit differently here. But this success card, I'm getting it's like career success, and you're going to be celebrating a victory, and it feels spiritual in nature. So to me, this could be learning faith, learning about faith, because that could be, you know, where this card ties in. Learning to be patient with slow and steady work, and okay, this is kind of like Capricorn energy, valuing a lot more how things come in slow and steadily versus the big giant success. To me, what this is talking about, it's the energy of celebrating the little wins more, or celebrating every day's work as the victory, right? When you show up every day, not every day is it payday Friday, right? But you put in the work all those other days, and all those other days is what I'm getting as being just as important. There's something to be revealed in dedicating yourself to your work at this time, and it's like dedication itself, and it's like repetition itself, and that's where your genius is going to come out. And you guys are absolutely revealing the hidden genius that's within. Your star potential is coming out as a result of you setting boundaries in your relationship and focusing more on your craft and your ability. It's opening a doorway for you guys to be able to sense your soul's highest purpose, but also sense your potential in this life. Yeah, I don't think I actually need anything more from this card. You know, this patience card, this faith card, I also feel like we digested that too. So what I want to do for you guys is kind of just pull a spiritual lens for the end of your reading. So just give me a couple seconds to clear these cards. Okay, so let's pick up on first. I want to get an animal spirit guide for pile 3. Your message is really flowing. Oh, I love it. Okay. All right, you guys, before I go anywhere, as soon as I get the Black Panther, it always talks about embracing the unknown or the void, and I don't have my messages from the void box, so just give me 2 seconds. I'll do a jump cut. I really want to go grab that. Okay, and what I love is that I have the, we call it the Zen Den in my house. I have it closed off because it's so hot today, but I want the back door open so our cat can come inside, and she's black, and our little Black Panther was in there cleaning herself on the couch, so you guys have the blessing of a black cat. I just loved that. So this Black Panther, you guys, it talks about embracing the unknown. So that's just very curious, and I'm not quite sure where we want to take this. It almost feels like a reading in and of itself, but let's go ahead and draw some messages from the void. I'm just going to give this a good shuffle. Okay. So all of these can go back in here. Let's pull out maybe just 1 or 2. There's 1. There's 2. We'll set him kind of off to the side. Here's the first one that popped out. Thank you. every coming second is unknown. Okay, so curious, there's the double hit now on the unknown, and then this one says, not X'd, but checked. Perspective shift. Wow, yes. This is the energy that I'm picking up on for the most of you, okay? It's that energy of not getting stuck in the mundane, right? There are things that you have to do day in and day out right now, and I don't want that to rob your creativity at this time, because that is your superpower. You have a superpower of emotion and creativity, and some of you psychic ability, and you weave all of those into what you do for work, and that's why you are going to receive a significant amount of fortune in your life for what you do. So not X'd, but checked. So I used to keep a calendar, and it was my days, and I used to, X them off in big red X's to be able to be like, that day is done. Now I shifted that energy into green check marks, and so I get to check the day off, and so it's just a very slight different in perspective. That's why it says perspective shift small. It is a small shift in perspective, but it does mammoth things for the subconscious. Instead of seeing a glaring red X, it feels just a lot better to give it a big check mark. That's kind of the energy that we were picking up on in the beginning. Now this every coming second is unknown talks about embracing the unexpected. Okay, so I feel like for some of you who are trying to reveal the genius that lies beneath, there's a little bit of a message here about doing some scrying, some peering into the void, doing some meditations. Some of you could listen to brown noise and just see what messages come through, putting a blindfold on. Some of you could just simply scribble or do whatever your creative project is in a different headspace, whether that's achieved through marijuana or whatever else you like to do, in order to bring forward something new. So the void, the unknown, is where all newness exists. Anything that's never been thought of before or seen or brought into reality comes from the void. So you guys have this incredible blessing of the black cat and just magic itself right now at work in your current cycle. I really like to see this. And so since I keep wanting to talk about magic, let's put some earth magic on the table. Could I have some earth magic for pile 3? We do want to talk a lot about career, it seems. I know that these are my creatives. Is there an earth magic card or two that we really want to... Okay. Waterfall with effortless. Curious. Green man with synergy. Fog with veiled. The unknown again. That's so interesting. But what I see here is very curious. There's it's kind of, so this card is magic, right? And kind of intangible for sure. Fog, intangible, you can't hold smoke. And then waterfall, kind of like the essence of the waterfall itself. You could capture water, but you could never capture the waterfall. It's very curious, you guys. There's this message here about magic and about something unknown at this time in your life. To me, it's talking about the magic that lies within. It is the genius that is inside you guys that you're about to birth. I get the idea of birth with the Queen of Cups as well. And it's through your slow and steady dedication to work that what you do and have done for lifetimes is going to be revealed. This is so beautiful. I love this for you guys. Waterfall, effortless. To me, I get this flow of creative energy. That's what I associate with the cups. I get creative energy, psychic ability, emotions, dreams, longings, beliefs, a flow. I feel like you're really in flow with your creative talents and abilities at this time in this cycle of your life. Interpreted through the Black Panther, I'm getting the idea again of creating a flow in your life where things feel stagnant, or if things have felt stagnant, I'm getting a release of some sort, and this comes from bringing in creation, bringing in magic to the workplace or what you do, or again, achieving a different mindset, state of mind in order to get a download of some sort from your higher self that's going to help you bring on a creative edge to what you're designing. Green Man with synergy talks about a relationship with your environment and every aspect of it. And then Fog again with veiled. There's something I'm not supposed to pull out. I'm not supposed to spell everything out for you at this time. This is a little bit about you discovering what this talent or this magic is that lies hidden within at this time. Super. That's really beautiful. I really enjoyed your reading. I feel like this is all I'm getting for you at this time. To me, I actually wanted to say, I feel like this is all you need at this time. Yeah, I like that. This is all you guys need. I sense a level of competency with pile 3. So if you liked this reading, or if you've made it this far into the video, you can give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. It helps my channel grow, helps the messages here reach other people too. And I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world. Until next time, stay divine. Hello, Pile 4. Welcome to your reading. I hope you guys are doing so well today. I recorded Piles 1, 2, and 3 yesterday, then had to take a break. So you guys are the one pile who's getting recorded on a whole new day. So whether you like it or not, you guys are extra special. Yeah, and I also don't usually do 4 piles, so you guys are even more special. So let me just explain what I've done. So today I've asked for the 3 main energies that are in your field right now, in your aura, in your body, just around you. These are the 3 main things that I'm picking up on that are in your field right now. So let's just begin and kind of just start here and then just move down, okay? So very interesting. Very interesting. The World, crossed by one of my least favorite cards, the 5 of Pentacles. And do you know what I read this as, Pile 4? What I read this as is as if the world was in reverse. Now, that can sometimes be... And we're going to get through this. Please, sometimes I always just stop myself from saying things because I don't want people to get flustered or worried, because that's the last thing I want to do. But the world in reverse talks to me about a stillbirth, right? It talks about you having gone through a cycle of self-awareness and you're at the end, but for some reason you're not allowing yourself to emerge from this chrysalis. And something is preventing this, you stepping into this new way of being, you stepping into this new way of attracting things that you desire, you stepping into this new chapter of your life. It's like a different mindset of yours, and it's different. You've done the work. We're at the World, it starts at the Fool, and you've gone all the way to the end. And I see this 5 of Pentacles as you kind of just, I guess, resisting it somehow, pulling away from it all. And I literally just pulled the card of birth when I said stillbirth, so this is very relevant to you guys. And isolation is right underneath that. So I feel like there's some energy. You might not actually be pulling away from the world right now, from other people. Ooh, I need to water my roses. Oh my goodness, they are wilting. And that's exactly the message, though, interestingly, right? It's like you've done all this work to grow the rose bush, and you've done the clipping. You've cut away from your own rose bush, the dead stuff that was not growing anymore. And as a result, it started to produce new life and produce a lot of new buds. And it's like there's this one aspect that's not being watered, and all of a sudden, all that work you've done, it's like you can't celebrate it because there's something that you're not letting come in. And there's even a little flower here. This is such an interesting reading, We have cement going on right here, and I've used on this channel before, you can't grow flowers on cement. And it's like, you have done something incredible in your life, This is going to be a little bit different for everyone. This might be something to do with career, finances, or a talent of yours that you're not allowing to flourish. But look, there's this flower emerging, and I'm going to call it a rose because it looks like my Arizona roses, where there's a gorgeous yellow center and kind of sunset on the outside, and it's growing out of the cement floor, which is not a place that, can sustain life, but you have been able to. And yet there's this element of, not full circle, not completion. And it's like this birthing process is taking too long. And as a result, it's threatening to pull you back into the cycle that you just are about to emerge from. And I'm picking up on this kind of despair here on these people as kind of like your higher self. It's just like, oh my God, we've pulled them so far, we've guided them so far along, and here they are ready to emerge and really complete this cycle. And yet that there's something there, and it has to do with the way that you are not allowing yourself to feel very accomplished or successful. When I get the world in reverse, it really does talk to me about, regardless of whether or not you're able to feel this right now, you have done some amazing work, and it's time to be in this new vibration. It talks to me about leveling up your consciousness, whether that's from 3D to 4D or even higher, or celebrating some personal win or victory or control of your mind and being able to express your emotions and being able to control them. It puts you in to your body, and when you can control your emotions, then you can access your God-given right to be able to access infinite intelligence, intelligent infinity. That's the ability to manifest any desire, and it comes from you being able to listen to your emotions and to digest whatever thoughts are coming through, and you've brought a new world into being. You've literally changed your world, but there are thoughts that keep flooding you, and these are habits. These are past habits that would hold you back, fears and limitations, self-limiting beliefs, and it's just simply being in the habit of those things which is preventing you from being in this new vibration that you work so hard to achieve. I don't want this to be something that, persists, okay, pile 4, because the world card here is to remind us that you have done all of this necessary work, and it's really time to allow the past to be the past, to let the dead bury the dead in their, subscription to the old ways of being. You have introduced a new way of being, and there are habits from the past that are simply holding you back from experiencing this level of success, right? Because your soul is really meant to flower right now and unfold, right? I think that this is a perfect depiction. I can see the sun folding down this bank of clouds, wanting to emerge, right? Wanting to illuminate something that you're birthing, right? This is very similar. Look at all this gorgeous pink energy, the little sun peeking from behind this angel, right? A reminder that you too are angelic. You are infinite. You're going to go on for many life cycles. You've been through something difficult, right? The lotus flower, its seed is planted deep in the mud, and it has to go through that hostile environment where there's no access to sun or fertility, nurturing air, anything like that. And against all odds, it flowers. And it comes to the surface, and it opens, and it blooms to produce the most unusually beautiful flower for the environment that it was born into. That's where you guys are right now, and I want you to celebrate and allow yourself to feel uplifted, even if there are people around you who don't feel like this. You have done this work. Everything on earth is an inside job. It is not our job to take on the stress of other people, and it is not our job to fill others' cups when ours is empty. The only way that you are of any service is if your cup is full. And there's this element of kind of just being in the habit of, a fear mentality, a self-limiting belief that you've worked very hard to recognize, to bring into your awareness. You've become self-aware of it. But we need to develop a new way that completely allows us to remove that from our field, our energy field, right? Because your soul is blossoming right now. We have the world and the lotus flower. Your soul is blossoming. You're experiencing and should be experiencing all the thrills of having gotten over some spiritual test or some cycle. This is, again, different for everyone, but your soul, it wants to rejoice right now. It really wants to just go like, relax, and just wants to, celebrate this. And it's kind of the human form of yours that is preventing this from happening, right? So, how do I want to doctor that? Let me just see. This is for pile 4, please. Something supported right now. Keep your eye on the future, okay? Keep your eye on, to continue manifesting, right? We now have the world and the literal world in the palm of your hands. This is incredible synchronicity. And here we have some flowers growing from cement again. All right. So perhaps it's to continue walking down this spiritual path. And I think that you guys could identify the next thing that you desire. Now it's coming in. Yes. Identify the next thing that you desire, your next goal. Have your attention move from where you are now towards that next goal so that you can kind of stop feeling like what's it called? It's, oh dang, what is that? It's such a simple word. An intruder, imposter. Yes, you guys are suffering from imposter syndrome right now. And I think the advice, something that would be very supported right now, it's very good advice. I like this. It's practical. Identify the next goal, the next future you're walking towards, because then you're going to be able to release your mind, release your hold on something that you're birthing right now, some cycle that you're completing, and you're going to be able to experience the summer of this cycle, because it's not all about hard work. There are periods of hard work, absolutely, but there are also periods of growth and celebration of that growth. And I don't want you to skip past this. It's so important. This was really good advice. The world is in the palm of your hand right now. You can go anywhere next. You can work on anything next. You can identify whatever desire it is next and go for that. Let that be the new goal so that your mind is taken off of what you've already accomplished but kind of seem to want to feel like you don't earn or haven't earned or it's not yours. It absolutely is yours. So let's move forward to this new energy here. Curious. Page of Pentacles and the Moon. So I actually really do get this as split. For some of you, this is a person, and we'll go down that road. For others of you, this is kind of something new that you're learning. It's under the surface, and I think that this is actually a hidden talent. I think you guys have set a goal, and just real quick, I don't necessarily take all of these three energies as being related to each other, but I do think that they could be woven together for sure. But this is now, I kind of intend that there are three separate entities. Obviously, they're in your field, so to some degree, yes, they will be woven and will relate. But I want you to kind of disconnect from this message as we move into this one. So, Page of Pentacles, again, some of you, this is a person, we'll go down that road, but for others of you, you have been setting this intention to really discover something new. This could be developing a hobby into a profession. This could be developing a talent of yours. This could be discovering a hidden talent. The moon talks about the subconscious. And I think that some of you really just need to dedicate yourself right now to this new thing that you're building, this talent. I'm getting the idea of dedication and consistency, helping to bring this talent from under the water, from the subconscious to the conscious, to the light. And the way that that's going to happen is if you just show up day in and day out, every day, make this a practice, develop this new habit, this new routine. It's going to help shed light on an aspect that makes it truly your own, right? You're going to be able to see your spark of genius on whatever this talent is, whatever this thing that you're building. Let me just kind of pull an extra card for that, and then we're going to, interpret it through as a person. Yeah, I'm getting a dead end with this deck, so just give me a second, you guys. I'm going to pull from here. Oh, you. Pillar of light, your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. And now we have this idea of the oracle, the light, and the moon here. Very curious. So to me, this is a spiritual talent of yours that is becoming something that you are aware of. Whether this is a psychic ability, the ability to scry, the ability to read cards, the ability to channel, the ability to access the Akashic record, the ability to astral travel. Those are the energies that are coming through. To me, this is talking about a spiritual gift of yours, or this could simply be approaching something that you're doing, this new talent of yours, with a more spiritual lens. Is, helpful advice in order to continue this. It's a stage of learning. It's learning something new, but what is the medicine right now is just dedication. And I'm hearing it's even when you feel uninspired, and it's because the day in and day out practice is going to help create the neural pathway. It's going to establish your connection to this hidden talent of yours, this new thing that you're learning, and you're going to be able to go the distance or go much further if you can commit to it. There's a little bit of an element of commitment, okay? Now, for others of you, what I'm getting is that this is actually a person. Okay. And I want to know what is under the surface right now. There's definitely some secret that we're not aware of. So let's go through a couple different lenses. Again, I'm in no rush. I explained to pile 1, but I guess no one else. Yeah, some of us really need to release an X. That's what I'm jumping ahead, but I know that this card goes there. But let's just see what's going on here. Anyways, I was explaining to pile 1 that I'm going to be reading more like I do on Patreon, where I'm less concerned about, being snappy, being quick. That's not helpful. And it doesn't paint a realistic picture of how psychics work, or at least how I work, so that just needs to be said. This Page of Pentacles, please. This secret, what's going on? Engagement, your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. This is very curious because now your vibration is rising, pillar of light, and there's just this element with the world as well of your life as a whole. This is perhaps a thread that connects these two energies together. Your whole life is ascending. You are ascending. So I do feel like your vibration is rising. I'm getting the idea that you're getting a lot more clear about certain truths in light. They're coming to light, okay? For others of you, I'm getting the idea that links these two together is an element of needing to free yourself from someone. I get that it actually is a partner that's more romantic in nature. There are definitely romantic feelings, but I think that you guys are taking control of your life. You're recognizing that you are incredibly special. Yes, and we have the unicorn here and all these gorgeous wildflowers. I made that kind of comment in the beginning that whether you like it or not, you're special. Boom. This is the card to me that solidifies that, yes, you guys are special. Why are you special? Because you do the work, you do the spiritual work, you learn the truths and you apply them in your life. But I also get that you guys really have a significant talent to reveal to the world. And you're working on it in the dark right now, in the shadows, and that's the best place because it's going to be removed from other people giving you opinions about what they think that you're doing. We don't need that, especially when you're trying to grow something, right? Ooh, now we have roses again in attraction. Cool. When you're growing something new, it's very important to keep that in the dark. I also like the idea of the dark because it reminds me of the void. And where is the void? The void is where all new comes from. Anything not thought of before or not seen before, and especially to the individual. And I think that keeping this and nurturing what you're growing in the dark is the best advice I could give for you. As far as this second energy that I'm picking up, I know I'm kind of teeter-tottering back to this being what I first described this lens as, but now I'm getting it more, I kind of want to shift us back to this idea of a relationship. So what I'm picking up on is, and I don't want to ruin a surprise, but I feel like there is a level of commitment that you are not seeing and that I'm able to perceive right now. And I feel like this could simply be that your partner is more curious about taking things to the next level. And this is got a little bit unexpected to you. It's kind of the energy, though I'm not taking it as deep as this, it's the energy of someone giving you like a key to their apartment, okay? Yeah, but it's not that deep, right? That's curious. It's a little bit less than that. There is kind of just a blossoming or a growing a bit of the connections, okay? This person could have glasses, okay? Now, I also am interpreting that message to be like not to scrutinize too much, not to put this person or this new relationship, because it's a page, it talks about something that's not quite developed. Don't put this relationship under a magnifying glass just because there are things that you can't see right now, just because there are futures that you're not able to perceive. And I know that you're very curious. This person, you and they could be in the friend zone right now. And that's exactly it. That's the engagement I'm talking about, the up-leveling of energy, moving from something that was in a friendship, even though you guys, there's romance here. That's what's unseen. Oh, I love this, you guys. This is really cool. That makes a lot of sense now. Friend zone with the Page of Pentacles, yes, they're a slow mover. They're not quick to reveal their feelings, but they're not, it's not because they lack the conviction of their feelings. It's because they're in no hurry. They're very grounded, and I enjoy that for you. But this is so curious. The engagement, what I saw is exactly that. It's not so much getting an apartment key. It's moving from something that was a friend in the friend zone to something that's a little bit more than that. I think right now in the beginning it wasn't so deep. This person has incredible lips, or their lips very much attract you, or you just can't stop thinking about kissing this person. I want to see if there's anything else. Let's just get a crack from this deck. this Page of Pentacles, now that we know the secret, I know I'm prying. You know, you guys, I am being haunted by the Seven of Wands, and it's one of the tarot cards that I just turn a blind eye to because it really doesn't mean anything to me. And I feel like that's such a curious thought, and not something you'll hear from many tarot readers, but God, that's me, okay? Anything else about this person? Words left unsaid, that's all that I'm getting, okay? So let's move forward to this third energy. I'm going to just put this card here, just kind of it organizes things better. This death card with this person. Someone from the past keeps returning. No. And I don't even want to go any further than that because it's like beating a dead horse. Literally, look at that. This person, it keeps coming back into your life. You keep allowing them back. And that ship has sailed, girl. That literal ship has sailed. And it's time to stop idolizing the past and what you had together because it's no longer that. Okay? And I don't, mean to be frank. I don't mean to not be frank. That's just a reality that I see of this relationship. There's something for sure that has passed its time. It's time to release them because it's bringing your energy down. And I think that this person is actually stopping you from preventing, celebrating that you have achieved a period of the world. And I'm going to call it the world because I'm going to assume you guys understand a little bit about tarot. It makes me not have to explain so much. I feel like you guys, I get so stuck on explaining things. So, this death card, this releasing the ex, is there anything? Oh my god, no. Absolutely not. Tell me that you still got that flame for me. Tell me not. Burn this flame, right? I don't even care if this is not what you want to hear. Let this person go. The tarot can't be any more specific than that. That is 4 cards to me that are illustrating the same point, which again defeats the purpose. It is beating a dead horse. So, let's just allow that to be the end. So I want to finish off and kind of do an overarching spiritual lens for you guys. Draw us animal spirit guide and see what else comes through for pile 4. Okay, so this is for pile 4. I kind of want to do a little bit of a broad stroke here, and then I'm going to ask for an animal spirit guide to step forward. But could we first have... Oh, you guys want to come out? This is what I'm talking about. You guys are advanced. I feel like for some reason I don't have to bullshit with you. I feel like I can speak very frankly because whether or not you want to be spoken to frankly, it kind of is the energy you need at this time. I'm going to actually put this one out too. There's definitely something you're holding on to, and it's the past, and I want you to recognize that you came here as an advanced soul. You got a little bit stuck in the 3D. That kind of is what the stillbirth means to me, the world in reverse. Probably, don't take offense to that, please, anyways. There's something that you're holding on to. You're stuck in the 3D in an aspect of your life. This isn't overarching, but there is an element in your life that needs to be removed. It's like a thorn, okay? And it's something that you're holding on to, whether that is structure. Again, this is general. It's different for everyone. But look what's on the other side. Everything that you thought was beautiful over here is actually very dull, lacking vibrancy. And once this tower crumbles down, boom, look at the beauty beyond, right? It's the energy that I'm getting of free yourself, right? Here we have this gorgeous unicorn, the Tower of Light coming down. And, you also got that element of the light coming down on you because your vibration is rising. You guys are recognizing that you came here with a double mission, right? You're also been training for this for lifetimes. I know that I'm getting ahead of myself, but it's really cool to see such synchronicity. I was getting this energy with you guys. Usually I'm a little bit more soft-spoken, but I'm getting the idea that you guys are more advanced souls, and I don't need to do that for you, / don't want to. So what I'm seeing is look at you. You're in this little perfect niche, and there are wildflowers here, and it feels comfortable. But look how many more wildflowers are outside, right? So many more. I'm getting the idea of free yourself, and it's yeah, there are some roses down here, and there's some rubble and rocks. You just got comfortable with it. Something needs to be let go of. So this tower, this mindset that's keeping you held back, can break down. I do believe it is a mindset because beyond is so much better. There are so many more wildflowers out here than there currently are in your present arena. So the reason why I'm getting the idea that you guys are advanced souls is because I'm getting this card now, Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So again, I was getting the idea of a spiritual gift coming on board, and now that's being confirmed with these cards, as well as the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. So what I'm getting is that perhaps you guys, your bodies are a little bit tired these days. You've been having particularly vivid dreams, and this is because your vibration is rising. You're taking on a more crystalline form, and you're going to be receiving downloads, mental downloads, DNA codes, light codes, activation, whatever you want to relate to or call it, doesn't really matter. The reality is that you're becoming more aware of what you came here to do, and there is a lot that you came here to do. And it's really important to let go of the 3D, that 3D thing that seems to be holding you back, okay? And it's going to look different for everyone. So let's grab a spirit guide, an animal spirit guide. Is there an animal spirit guide, please? This is for pile 4. Spider, yes. You guys are so cool. Ugh, so cool. So the web, right? This is so beautiful. Everything that we've been talking about makes so much sense. I always preface my private readings with this analogy. So a spider's web. So think about yourself traveling down this web, and you get to a cross section right here. It's called a nexus point, right? And anywhere you go in life, you always have a choice. You always have options, which means that you can always experience whatever you desire. Because if you're in a vibration that you don't wish to experience, you always have a chance or a choice to go in a different direction and to take baby steps that lead you down a different web. And that's what you're doing right now by identifying this thing that needs to be let go of so you can truly experience the world card. I really want the world to be something that you hold on to and take from this reading because you're there, whether or not it's in your perception. I think that there's something that's holding you back though. The spider says, weave a new world into being, dream a new world into being, identify that next step like we talked about with that 2 of Wands in the beginning of your reading. Identify that next thing you wish to grow and grow from. For some of you is actually what I just heard. The world is in the palm of your hand. It's a reminder that you are here with advanced gifts as a soul. It's time to establish a connection with your spirit guides, perhaps open up a channel, perhaps this is communicating with your higher self. Whatever it is, you're meant to weave a new world into being, and you're becoming aware of this power of yours. We all have a spiritual gift. Pile 4 is becoming aware of what their unique gift is, and it's time to apply it because the world needs it now more than ever. You might have been seeing spiders lately as well, and spiders could simply be an animal spirit guide of yours. Cool. Loved your reading, Pile 4. If you did too, or you've made it this far into the video, you can give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for being here. I hope that you have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world. And until next time, stay divine.